Hey, there's Perch, and question topic is Batman. Is DC uh, going too far with Batman? And by too far, meaning just at what point does Batman overkill start to set in? Um, I mean, the short answer is when the sales start to dip, that's overkill. When it starts to feed on itself, then you've gone too far. And right now, Batman and those titles and everything that DC's doing with the regular series and Detective Comics and the Batman Who Laughs and the upcoming The Last Night on Earth and just some of these Batman series, fans are sending a clear message, which is it's not too much. They're happy to consume more, and more Batman is good. Now you always have to watch these things. It's like anything else. As Marvel discovered with Wolverine and Deadpool, you can go to the well so many times the well eventually becomes dry, and that's somewhat inevitable. I mean, I think that will happen. With Batman. I mean, Batman's the benefit to Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, some of these characters is that because they have such a long history and so much history, that it's hard to really completely drive them into the ground. You can overdo it, certainly, but the property is still going to be valuable. You're still going to be able to kind of pull back and dust yourself off, get some good creators on the title again, and start the clock all over again. There's always the chance to go back and fix things, but you do have to be careful. You don't want to, if you hold the balance well, if you're good about, your comic portfolio management, you're good about how you do these things, then that character can go and go and go. You just have to make sure you don't overdo it. Right now, two Batman titles, two ongoing titles is appropriate. The market is ready for it. They see it and they are happy to consume it. The mini series also makes sense when you've got a new story to tell. I think you get some bad will when you do things like Damned, where you get a couple issues come out and then it vanishes, and is that story going to be completed or not, or when is issue 3 going to come out? Nobody knows. I think that's an example of you got too casual with a property, you didn't have an ongoing plan, you put a penis in there in issue 1 that got you some controversy, and so there's definitely you got to be careful to manage your properties, to not let it get too casual. I think that in terms of what's going on with the Batman properties, Tom King over in Batman has been working toward this Bane arc. I think it's a 100-issue arc, really, where Bane is at the back of it. Bane is the character that we're building toward and who has a master plan, and we're getting a big showdown with Bane. Alongside kind of answering the question once and for all is Batman, can he be in a relationship? Can he have a wife? Can Batman be happy? I think is the question that we're answering with Catwoman and the marriage and all the rest. A lot of speculation where that's all going. By issue 100, we should get the showdown with Bane. We should get resolution to the Batman Catwoman kind of engagement / marriage. I think that I don't think Batman gets married. I think that we're going to kind of have the sad ending of we hinted in it in the recent Nightmares, where Batman can't really love anyone. That he can't be happy, and it's in his DNA. He's a broken man. I think that's the story that Tom King's telling. Depending on how he wraps that all up, that will either be a happy thing for that hey, at least we got some resolution and storylines over. It's just going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. I think a lot of people, very similar to the Spider-Man MJ situation, they don't necessarily want to see Batman married. They don't, that's not necessarily the storyline that people have been clamoring for. But at the same time, they don't want to see the hero drug across the mud, and that's a little bit what it feels like with this arc. So, time to tell who will be the writer that will follow Tom King. I mean, we've got a couple more years, certainly, of him. So, it's a little early, and there's nothing really that's saying he's stopping at issue 100. He may keep going, but whoever's going to follow him, kind of stuck in a bad spot. They've got to tell some good Batman stories, and they also probably need to take a step forward and move on from the dark introspection and bring something new. And since Batman is a dark introspective character, that's going to be tricky. Um, Detective Comics doing its own thing. Batman's appearances other places. I mean, all in all, when the comic is selling and popular, and it's copies are flying off the shelves, very reliable, strong seller. Just the sales figures for March come in, and it's like Batman, all the time, everywhere, sells sells through, sells out. 999 issues selling almost I think more than half a million copies. That's you don't look at that and go, is Batman being overexposed? Is it about done? That's not how it's. That's not. Nobody in their right mind would say that we're in some trouble there. But at the same time, things can turn. I think that 2019, we're going to get the Bane battle, of taking over Gotham, and a lot of those kinds of storylines happening. And I think it'll be 2020 where the question really gets asked: okay, are we marching toward a finish point with Tom King's Batman? Are we, what voice does Detective Comics need to have, want to have? And is the Batman Who Laughs? Are we getting some overexposure there? I think that's probably where things go awry. Is the Batman Who Laughs has been built up as Bruce Wayne, but evil and crazy, and it feels like that's the character that's going to get overexposed. That's going to be the domino that topples things. If dominoes are going to topple, it's going to kind of come from that direction. An interesting character. Snyder, created him, used him well, but now we've got the mini series, and we got a plan, and he's wrapped up in Justice League as well, being at least part of that whole storyline. Batman and Superman. Pardon me, God, I'm yawning in the middle of things. Batman and Superman's using the Batman Who Laughs as part of the new Secret Six, which are six heroes that a Batman Who Laughs has infected, and are going to set loose on heroes unexpectedly. It's a lot with that character. It's a villain. It's interesting enough, but a Batman Joker hybrid. It's like you can go the well too much with that one, and it feels like that's where things are gonna people are just gonna get exhausted. Probably already have in a couple cases, although those comics keep selling. So, short answer after a very long answer. No, Batman's not at risk of overexposure right now. You can always tip over into that period, but right now the market's sending a clear message: give us more, and so DC is giving us more, and it's their responsibility to keep putting strong feet forward, so that fans keep asking for more. And but I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Anyway, what do you think? Has it been too much? I mean, a lot of people are claiming it's too much, but month after month, sales are holding steady or going up. So it's hard for people to say it's too much. But what about you? Is it too much for you? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, get notified. All of those things. Want to hear your opinions. And let me know what kind of topics you'd like me to talk about. Comic Perch on Twitter or in the comments for the video. And thanks for listening.